What's up everybody, it's Radio Shikart here, bringing you guys an updated version of my Mario Party 9 modding tutorial. So, the last one I made, it was a little confusing for beginners, and they kept saying Dolphin kept crashing, so I decided to make an updated version to see if they would fix the problem. So, hopefully this tutorial might be better than my last one, but I hope it does. Well, okay. Anyway, so first you need to make sure that you grab your model that you want. I'm going to make a Squidward mod, and at the end of this video I will upload it, but I will just do it off. I'll just not put it on YouTube, so I'll put it on Game Banana. You can find it there. I put it in the link description. But go ahead and just download your mod, and I picked the Squidward model from Battle for Bikini Bottom. Now, if your character model has a DAE file, and if it has an armature that's has vertex groups and rigs, that means you could actually just rename the vertex groups to be the Mario Party 9 ones. However, I don't recommend that if you're just a Blender starter, like a 3DS Next starter or whatever. But I recommend you just stick to the OBJ and stuff, because it will just make it better if it's easier for you. But other than that, it's not that difficult. Anyway, so make sure that you have a ROM or dump of Mario Party 9. I can't give you a link because I'd be in serious trouble, but I'll leave a Mario Party 9 modding Discord server that I created in the description, so that way you guys can join it if you need any help or anything like that. So go ahead and extract the character that you want to put your character over. So I'll help you get. So this is obviously Mario, but Catherine is Birdo, Cunopo is Toad, Noko Noko is Koopa Troopa, Hey Ho is Shy Guy, and Kamek is Magic Koopa or Kamek. So we're gonna put Squidward over Luigi. Now, you see this MDL and MOT folder? What you want to do is you want to extract the model from the MDL folder. The MOT folder is the animations, and we do not need to do anything with the animations unless you want to add custom animations. However, I have not tampered with that yet, so you can if you want, but I don't recommend that. So you need to extract the M1, M2, and M3 files into your folder. So now what we need to do is you need to open up your m1.bres. Don't extract the Luigi model from M2 or M3, because each of them are different poly sizes. So M1 is high poly, M2 is a standard quality, and then M3 is the lowest. So basically it goes down in quality every time, and this one's I think this one's like the main model. But what you need to do is go ahead and right click, extract. You have to use Brawl Crate for this. Brawlbox won't work with LZ files. I tried. Then put this in here. Make sure you make it a DAE file. Click save, and then we're gonna minimize the tab. Then what we need to do is we need to open up Autodesk FBX Converter, and what you need to do is you need to drag your player model. You just drag your character model into there. You don't need to drag. If it has an OBJ, you don't need to convert it over to an FBX. You need to convert the character model that you're going to replace to an FBX, or else it will have really weird animations. Trust me, I tried that for Mario Kart Wii, and that turned out really bad. So this process is it's very similar to Mario Kart Wii, but it's a little different. It's different, but it's the same process. If you made Mario Kart Wii mods before, this is really close to that. So go ahead and import your character model. As you can see, there is Luigi. And now what we're going to do is we're going to import OBJ and import the Squidward model. As you can see here, there he is, with his eyes closed. We can fix that, and you don't need these bandages on him. You just delete those. down, you can either use the scaling tool or using the S key. There we go. It's kind of hard to make this without a mouse pad, so I gotta find a substitute. Now, well, I don't have to worry about that. Anyway, before you start doing anything, make sure, you don't have to do this, but for example, if you have a character that has their eyes closed, what you want to do, if you want to make them open, is by clicking on separate by loose parts. Then go back into object mode and just delete the eyelids. Well, I'm going to delete the bottom ones. If I delete the top one, oh, yep, okay, I just deleted each model, I need to do that. I'm going to keep the top ones because the top ones just make it feel right. So now we're going to need to combine, put Squidward's parts back together, and now you're ready to start. So first, do shift and then click, make sure Squidward's model, or like the character model that you want to add, make sure it is orange, not light up, and make sure it like a slightly darker blue, because now if you click parent with empty groups, you can see it will put it in the armature, and now you can go ahead and start to rig. So let's start off with, but first, if you have these like little blue lines on your character, if you don't want those, just go into vertex, I think. No, it's edge and then clear sharp, and as you can see, there's no more blue. There we go. Alright, we can start rigging, and make sure that you go into the wireframe mode to make it easier. Alright, first is, you can just ignore scale origin and scale root. Those are not needed to be rigged to. I recommend just rigging the bottom half, like the hip area, to the C hip, because it makes it better. And we're going to go ahead and click assign. Next, go to leg L1, and this I recommend you doing the top part of the leg. Oh crap. Hold on a second. There we go. Make sure that you do not have any of the scale, the hip bone selected, or else it will look really weird. Also, make sure that none of the right side is selected, or else it will stretch. So using shift, you can move it so that way you can zoom in and stuff, but just control will deselect, and select will select it. Make sure that you're facing, hold on a second, did I do this wrong? Okay, no I didn't. Okay, actually, no wait, that's not right. It's supposed to be these two. There you go. Oh, I'm going. There we go. Alright, so we're going to rig this as leg L_leg-1. That is the top part of the leg. The second one is the knee part, which is that. And last is ankle. Now, you might notice there's a toe bone. That you don't really need to use. I recommend just rigging to the ankle, because it's so much better. But if you want, you can rig it to the toe. However, it will probably just be the same effect if you rig it to the ankle. So I recommend you just do that instead. And then next, same with the right leg, just it's the opposite side. And also make sure that your model is facing this direction, because you can see I already messed myself up. You can see I rigged the wrong side. See, that's supposed to be the left, so we're going to remove and assign that, and then remove and assign that, then remove and assign that. There. So I need to do the left side. I messed up. And it's the same process for the legs. The legs are pretty simple. Sometimes if your character has like really short legs, I recommend rigging it to both the same amount of vertices to the leg _1 and the leg _2, because it will run better, or like it will like make it look better, because like there's nothing else to rig to it. God, I'm getting myself so confused. There we go. And now we can worry about the top part. So now we can the top half. The bottom half is completely done. So now, next is the spine, or the spin. The top part, yeah. So that's the spine. So what I do first, typically, you don't have to do this first, but what I do is I rig the head first because it makes it a lot easier um, to rig the spine because it won't be as tedious. Also, the head is C_head. The attach, I don't know what the attach bones do because I never use them. Like, I never do anything with them. So I just leave those alone. But you can add custom mouth animations, but I don't feel like taking like 5 minutes, like taking like 10 minutes just to get the mouth. So I'm just gonna rig this to the head, and then now we can do the spin or the spine. Sorry. And we're going to select that. There we go. Make sure that we deselect the hip, and then make sure that you rig this part to the C_spine. Now, it's fine if you have the front vertices rigged to the spine, so that way the arms are actually attached. Because if you don't do any of the arms to the spine, the arms will be detached, and it will look really weird. So, yeah. Next is the last part we need to do is the arms. Now, the shoulder, I only do that sometimes, but right now I don't think I need to. So I'm just gonna skip that, but you can do that if you want. So that's going to be larm_1, and this is going to be L_arm_2, and the wrist. Now, after you rig the wrist, you see these bones here? You do not have to rig anything to these unless you absolutely want to, but you do not need to rig any of these. You don't need to. It's, from my experience, I don't do it because it takes way too long to do that. And if you did do that, it would probably look really, really bad. So I don't recommend you do that. Unless you really want to look like I have like a really good detailed mod, I don't recommend you do that. Just do the same thing for the right arm. And then, boom, you're pretty much done. Well, almost done. You finished the rigging part. Now we got to go into weight paint mode and click weights, normalize all. Then click object mode again, and then go into pose mode. Then click on pose mode, and then click on the little D-pad symbol here, or arrows here, and move the model to the left or right. And as you can see, if you see any vertices stretching, what you need to do is you need to go back into edit mode and figure out where it is, and then just rig it to like the bone that would be correct. And then you're pretty much done. Now what you need to do is we need to export it. So go into export as FBX, then go into the character folder, and just call it whatever you want. I'm gonna call mine Squidward. And make sure that you uncheck add leaf bones because the model will break if you have that checked. You click export and you're done with Blender. Now you need to go back into the FBX converter and then drag the Squidward.fbx into here and then convert it to DAE. Now if you see this, you can either click yes or you can click rename, so I'm just going to click yes because I'm not going to use the DAE for this. Then now what you need to do is you need to replace the model. But before you do that, if you want shaders, you have to do this correctly or else it will crash. So, but if you don't want shaders, you can just skip this part. So if you want shaders, what you need to do is you need to export the body. You don't need to export any of the other shaders. Just export just the body. Just export just the body. Now if you have transparent textures, I don't know how to get those working yet, but I will probably make a transparent shader video or like how to add transparent textures. So just export that, and then for the shaders, just export that. Just export that. And then go ahead and click right-click, replace, and go to Squidward.DAE, and make sure you have these settings. I forgot to mention that you will need Brawl Crate, because Brawl box will not read LZ files. So I just recommend you have these settings here, and that will make it work. Then click OK, and there he is. So you need to go into texture. All right. So skip this part if you want shaders, but if you don't want shaders, so go ahead and delete every texture except for Ref1 and the main body texture. So just make sure we just do CMPR here, and then you need to make sure that the texture is the exact same. Well, for me at least, it actually makes it work. So I recommend you just use this. So just go into here, go into the texture, click rename, then do Control C, copy and paste, and then go into the textures and paste the same name. And then boom, you are almost done. Now, if you don't want shaders, go ahead and right click and click export and save this as MLDO. If you do want shaders, this is the part that you want to follow. First, open the materials folder, then right click and click replace. Make sure you click the body. Then go back and right click on the shaders, and then click replace, and then click on the shaders. And then what we need to do now is we need to fix this. So you can see it's completely messed up. That's because this is set to mirror, and we do not want this set as mirror. Just set it as clamp. Oh, not clamp. Make sure you just do repeat for both. If it says if your texture, see, look, now as you can see, it doesn't have any issues. See, if you did not put it on repeat and repeat, it will look really weird if your model has those messed up materials. UVs. Just make sure they're both on repeat, and it should be fine. Then what we need to do is make sure that you go to Ref1 and make sure that you set the texture matrix and set that to true. If you don't, then the shaders in the game will look really off. Then export the model as MLDO. Then go into replace. There you go. And as you can see, it looks normal. So you might be asking, why do you want to import it again? Well, this is so that way it will work and it will read it. So just do copy and paste the thing you just see here, just like the node of the texture, and make sure you just copy and paste that in order for it to read it. Then you export it again, so that way it doesn't crash, and then you're done. You're done with this. Now we're almost done. We just need to do the same thing for the other two files. Now thankfully this is a lot quicker. All you got to do is just click replace and the MLDO, and all you need to do is just rename the texture from M1 to M2. Then replace the texture with your main character textures. And if you have multiple textures, you can either material combine it, use a material combiner, or you can just import all the textures and then just add shaders to all of them. And click save and close it. And then last we got to do the last one. And this is now the reason why we do all these is so that way the model will always be in game. If you only replace the first one, which is M1, then it will only show up for a couple of seconds, and then it will disappear and then load this one. So I recommend you replace all the models if you want proper character. I forgot to mention that if you want to load these on any other region besides, I also found out that the Revolution doesn't seem to work with the PAL version. My guess is that the PAL version is set up a little bit differently than the North American version of Mario Party 9. However, I don't know how to really fix that, so I'm gonna figure it out at some point. But now we're ready to play it in the game. So go into Dolphin Emulator. Yeah, make sure you go to Documents, Dolphin Emulator, Load, Revolution, and go to the Mario Party 9 folder. Then go into Common, CH Base, Actor, and you want to find your character folder. Now I have a mod pack in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste this in here, and then I'm going to go in Luigi and just name this. This is just going to be, I don't want to have to make a new Revolution just drag the Squidward in here. There we go. And make sure you name the folder in here, the character, and name it the number. And then now now it's ready to be tested in game. So what you need to do is go into, if you want this to work on Revolution, I have a Revolution pack in Game Banana that adds everything you need, and it only seems to work in the North American version. So if you don't have a North American Mario Party 9, then you're kind of out of luck for now until I can finally probably get it working on PAL. But what you need to do is click on Start with Revolution Patches and make sure that this says Enabled. Then click Start, and we're going to go and just press the tab button. Alright, so then we're going to just boot that up. And then we're going to go into mini games, or just go into like a quick way to test it, and then we're going to go into here, okay. And then we're going to click our character that we replaced, which mine is Luigi. Alright. Then we're just going to just leave these alone. And then, if you did everything correctly, there he is, right there. Look at that, there he is. There's Squidward. Now, the reason why it looks a little off is because, probably because I mess up on the legs, but yours should look better than mine. But as you can see, it works. And if you go into mini game, you can see, click start. There we are. See, look at that. Now, yeah, because he's Squidward, obviously, and Squidward doesn't look right on with legs, so he has 4. But and if you're satisfied, then you're basically done. And if something's like wrong, or if like something's like all stretchy, then just go back into Blender, make sure that everything's right. But if everything looks good, then you're done, and you're done with the tutorial, and you have done everything correctly. Now, so yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.